Now here is one thing, osmoscope. You can ask me, ma'am, what is osmoscope? Osmoscope is the instrument for the detection and for the detection of the odors. The odors coming out from the any substance, osmoscope detect it very nicely. Now over here is a word potato osmoscope. Over here is a word potato osmoscope. What you understand? Potato everyone knows. So the potato osmoscope is a process where potato tubers you know na, eyes, these tubers are cutted and make it flatted at one end and making a cylindrical passage where lots of sugar solution is kept to detect their odor and their function. So how we are going to do? Now you have understand what is potatoscope and what is potato osmoscope or the osmoscope. Osmoscope is the instrument for the detection of the odors, and potato osmoscope is where we have to detect the osmosis using potato osmoscope. Now materials required: a large potato, one next is beaker, tiles, knife, pins, distilled water and 20% sugar solution. What is it? Should be concentrated sugar solution. Means what? Water should be mixed in that solution. The first is the procedure. Place the peeled potato on the tile. First we place the peeled. Peeled means what? That potato's upper layer, the skin of the potato should be removed. That is called the peeled potato. And it is kept on the tile. And cut its both ends to make the potato flat. And both ends we have to cut it that it should be flatly set on the tiles. Pour distilled water in the beaker. Pour distilled water in the beaker. Now we are pouring distilled water in the beaker until it is half full. Till time we have to pour out the distilled water up to that much it is in the half full. Now after that, place the potato in a beaker. The potato which we have kept flat on the tile, we have to keep that in the beaker and fill its cavity up to half with 20% sugar solution. Now the both end which we have made flat, in that we have to put the 20% sugar solution. Now you can see in this picture, this is the distilled water, this blue color. This is the whole potato. This one is the beaker. And this we have made it the flattened and the sugar solution is kept inside this. The initial level of sugar solution. This is the potato cavity. Now, after this, as has been shown in the figure. Now, and mark the level of solution with a pin as shown in figure. Now, when we start pouring that 20%, put half with 20% of sugar, means we have not full make full potato. We have not to fill the potato cavity full. We have to only pour half of the potato cavity with the sugar solution and mark it with the pin. This acts as a osmoscope. Now leave the step up for about 2 hours. Now we have to leave this beaker without disturbance 2 hours. Mark the rise in the level of sugar solution in the cavity of osmoscope with second pin. Now after 2 hours, when you will move on and go to see then what has happened, you will see the rise of that sugar solution. Now what you have to do, you have to mark again that rise. How much you have given, there we have put the pin, and how much it has been rise, there we have to again put the pin. Now what will be the observation? Level, the level of sugar solution in the potato cavity rises. What happens? The level of the potato cavity solution rises. Now what will this conclusion tell us? The level of sugar solution rises because of entry of water from the beaker into sugar solution through selectively permeable membrane of potato cells. This movement of water molecules from beaker into sugar solution across selectively permeable membrane is called osmosis. Now the distilled water which we have poured in the beaker is what it does. It start moving with the help of the selective semi-permeable membrane from the higher level to the lower level with the process of the osmosis. That's why there is the rise in the sugar solution which was marked with the help of the pin. So this demonstration of osmosis using potato osmoscope help us to look at how osmosis work from higher to lower. So this was the activity we have completed now. Now we are moving towards our active transport. We are moving towards our active transport. Now I should ask, what is active transport? What is active transport? Active means punctual, fast, meaning what you can say. Active transport pumps molecules against the concentration gradient. It doesn't work with the help of the concentration gradient. It works against the concentration gradient. Means higher concentration to the lower concentration, not. Here the energy of ATP, ATP is adenosine triphosphate, is used to drive the pump. The ATP donates a phosphate to a particular gateway molecule which then pumps the desired molecules across the membrane. The transport of molecules and ions against the concentration gradient by using energy is called active transport. And over here ATP is your energy. ATP is your energy. Adenosine triphosphate, which is being made by the leaves through the photosynthesis process. Just I have explained you also that root hair cells absorb the water for the process photosynthesis only, which is most important for the plant leaves. If they will not prepare the food, how they will take growth? And for the preparation of food, water is also essential. So this active transport pumps molecules. In this book also has been written, it transport the molecules and ions, but how? Against the concentration gradient. There is no higher concentration and lower concentration. Here by using energy is called, and the energy is used in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. ATP donates a phosphate to a particular gateway molecule which pumps the desired molecule across the membrane. Now, mineral absorption in plants take place by active transport. So, water is absorbed in the plants with the process of osmosis and diffusion, but minerals in plants is being absorbed or take place by active transport. The mineral ions move from their lower concentration in soil to higher concentration in the cell sap of root hairs, which is against concentration gradient. Energy is used for the transport of molecules against the concentration. In this, what happens? Here it is an active transport, and active transport works for the movement of mineral absorption, which is done by active transport. In this, the mineral ion which is being absorbed is moved from lower concentration, which is in the soil, to the higher concentration in the cell sap of root hairs. Cell sap I have shown you. This is your cell sap. Through the help of this fully grown root hair, water is also absorbed, and from soil, minerals and ions also absorb and passes towards the cell sap, where it is being contained. And in this cell sap of root hairs, which is against concentration gradient, energy used for the transport of the molecules against the concentration. And this ATP is used against the concentration gradient to pass on these molecules and ions to the other parts of the plants. So this was the active transport. What is the active transport? The transport of molecules and ions against the concentration gradient by using energy is called active transport. Against the concentration, movement of molecules and ions against the concentration gradient by using energy, and energy is your ATP. In this active transport, minerals and ions are absorbed. So the mineral ions move from lower concentration, that is soil, to the higher concentration, to the cell sap of root hairs, which is also against concentration gradient. Energy is used for the transport of molecules against the concentration. Energy is used for transport of molecules against the concentration. Now this active transport is also being completed, and now we are moving towards our movement of water through cortex cell, that is cell to cell transport. Second one is movement of water through cortex cell, cell to cell transport. Water absorbed by root hair moves through the cells of cortex of root by cell to cell osmosis. Now what is this? It is cell to cell movement. Now in the next video we will read about more about this cell to cell transportation. Till date, bye and hear the video once, twice and